Sierra Entertainment is a renowned American video game developer and publisher that has been in the industry for over 3 decades. Founded in 1979 by Ken and Roberta Williams, Sierra Entertainment played a significant role in the early days of computer gaming, producing a wide range of popular adventure and role-playing games that capture the imagination of millions of players worldwide. So, what exactly happened? So like most things, we have to start at the beginning. The year is 1979, and an IBM programmer by the name of Ken Williams and his wife Roberta originally wanted to start a company to create business software for the TRS-80 and Apple II. Until one day, in 1979, Ken brought home a teletype machine, and after looking through the files, found the text adventure game Colossal Cave Adventure. He invited his wife to give it a go, and she was instantly enthralled by it. But after starting other games with the same format, she was not too keen on it, and felt that adding some graphics using the Apple II would enhance the game a bit. With help from her husband Ken, she created 2 games, Mystery House based off the novel And Then There Are None, and Clue. Mystery House was sold strictly via mail order and became an instant hit, selling 50 million copies, making them $167 million, which translates to $549 million in today's economy. Mystery House became the first game in the high-res adventure series with Mission Asteroid and Wizard and the Princess, and then King's Quest. Soon they rebranded to Sierra Online in 1982, with the Sierra part being the name after the Sierra Nevada mountains near their new location in Oakhurst, California. Sierra Online survived the crash of '83 with a 20% increase. They decided to make games for the Commodore and the TI-99 4A, which by the end of the year became obsolete. In 1983, IBM approached them asking if they could make a game for the PC Junior, and IBM offered to even fund everything and handle the marketing as well, and even offered to pay royalties. Ken and Roberta accepted the offer and began working in King's Quest, Quest for the Crown, which started off one of the most successful Sierra series ever, King's Quest. After finishing the Black Cauldron, programmers Mark Crow and Scott Murphy wanted to create a game of their own. Ken agreed to let them do it, and they started working on Space Quest, which started their next successful series, Space Quest. Al Lowe, a longtime employee, was asked by Ken to create a modern version of Chuck Benton's soft porn adventure. Thus was born Leisure Suit Larry and Land of the Lounge Lizards, which also became a massive hit, which soon became another successful series. The next big series was started with a conversation between a retired highway patrol officer by the name of Jim Walls, thus Police Quest, in pursuit of the Death Angel in 1987. The next series to come out were Quest for Glory, which was originally called Heroes Quest until Milton Bradley took the name for their board game of the same name due to the fact that Sierra forgot to trademark the name, thus changing the name to Quest for Glory. Sierra became public in 1989, and in 1990 Sierra released the 5th installment into the King's Quest series, King's Quest V, which sold over 500,000 copies and became their highest-selling game in 5 years. 1 year later, in 1991, Sierra launched the Sierra Network, which was their first game-only online environment, which was inspired by the launch of Prodigy in 1988. However, it never got a massive audience and was soon sold to America Online. In 1991, Sierra released their next series, Dr. Brain, with Castle of Dr. Brain, an educational puzzle adventure. Then in 1993, their next series launched, Gabriel Knight, with Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father. Sierra grew even more and moved to Bellevue, Washington, but their Oakhurst location was renamed Yosemite Entertainment, but was soon closed in 1999. By this time, Sierra was made up of 5 divisions: Sierra Publishing, Sierra Northwest, Dynamics, Brightstar Technologies, and Co-Television. 1995 was a good year for Sierra. They became the market leader in games with $83.4 million in sales and a net income of $11.9 million in sales. In June of that year, Sierra signed with Pioneer Electronic Corporation to create and market games for the Japanese software market. In February of 1996, CUC International offered to buy Sierra for $1.5 billion by Walter Forbes, CEO of CUC and board member of Sierra. Ken was surprised and excited about the deal, even though his wife Roberta was apprehensive. And on July 24, 1996, the deal was closed. On February 2nd of 1999, Sierra announced a major reorganization of the company, resulting in cutbacks and relocations to Bellevue. 250 people lost their jobs during this, and Yosemite Entertainment was sold back to the original owner. So the entire studio shut down. Al Lowe and Scott Murphy were laid off. Al Lowe had just started work at Leisure Suit Larry 8, and Murphy was working on Space Quest 7. Despite all the layoffs, Sierra still published games for smaller developers. Soon another reorganization took place, and another 105 people lost their jobs, and more games were scrapped. In 1999, Sierra stopped developing games and instead became a publisher for indie developers. In August 2001, Sierra announced another reorganization of the company where 148 people lost their jobs. The following year, Sierra Online officially renamed themselves to Sierra Entertainment. In 2004, most cost-cutting measures were taken at Sierra's parent company, Vivendi Universal Games, due to financial woes and a lack of profit by Sierra, and by June of 2004, Vivendi shut down Sierra's Bellevue office, thus laying off more than 100 people and dispersing Sierra's work onto other divisions. And on August 24, 2004, Sierra was no more only operating as a division of Vivendi Games. In 2005, Sierra was relaunched and a new subsidiary called Sierra Online was born, not to be confused with their original name back in the 70s, and was focused on DLCs and online games only. Sierra's parent company, by now Vivendi Games, merged with Activision to form Activision Blizzard, and with that, Activision soon owned Sierra as well. Later that year, Sierra was closed down for further sale, and Activision was confident Sierra would close up post-merger, and the rest of Sierra's properties were indeed non-strategic to the company. In 2014, Sierra's website, which previously redirected you to Activision's site, got updated to show a new logo teasing more to come at GameCon 2014. In August of 2018, TJX Companies acquired the Sierra.com domain and just shortened it to Sierra. While Sierra Entertainment may no longer be actively developing games, its impact on the gaming industry will always be remembered. The company's dedication to quality and passion for creating unforgettable gaming experiences has set the standard for generations of game developers to come. Do you remember any Sierra's games over the years? If you do, let me know down in the comment. With that, don't forget to mash that like button, ring the bell, and smash the subscribe button so you get the heads up when I post another video. I'm Paul saying peace out and stay frosty.